Hi folks, welcome back to Ferrum Wrestling 411. Hope everybody had a great summer. I'm your host Gary Holden. With me, of course, is head wrestling coach Nate Yetzer.
Hey Gary.
Nate, how's it been going?
Great summer, and getting excited for the upcoming year here.
Tell me a little bit about your summer. What'd you guys do with your family?
Oh, we went the last probably month and a half. We've been all over the place, visiting the family. Got to go on a few little, short vacations, and kind of really the last part of July and August, I really set aside for my family. And June and early July is pretty busy with camps and everything, and finishing up recruiting. And so it was a great relaxing time. So I really enjoyed it.
You look like you're well rested, ready to go.
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of recharged, which is important. So we're excited.
Well, August 21st, I guess within a couple weeks, some of you guys will be coming in. They'll be doing some workouts in the room and everything. Your official practice starts like October 10th or something.
So that's the official start date. Yep.
That's coming up real fast.
Absolutely. The time between now and then is about the guys getting in shape and getting certified and all that stuff. And I think we'll have a great group coming in that's going to be ready to go. I think and not in terrible shape but not in tip-top shape yet either.
Sure. Well, you don't want them peaking later on anyway.
Yeah, I think they know what to expect. So
you got a list of names here. You want to run over these with me?
Yeah, sure. So our recruiting class this year, and obviously we have to wait until all the paperwork. And some guys are missing from this that are finishing up some last-minute paperwork. These guys are all set to go. I'm pretty excited about this class. I think there's some very high-end guys that could really mature into the great wrestlers in their 4 years here, and they're just excited about these guys. This is probably the most talent we've brought in, so I'm pretty excited about it. Keanu Alteres from Cox High School in Virginia. Colin Saunders is his cousin on the team. And Keanu, very talented, and just got to get physically stronger. He's still a little boy, which, a lot of our guys, a lot of freshmen are. And I think once we get him in the weight room, he's got the talent, he's got the ability, now it's just a matter of him getting stronger. So.
Well, the talent is clearly deep in that family, with Colin being one of your NCAA qualifiers last year.
Yep. And they love wrestling, so those guys all love wrestling, which is important, big part of it. So. AJ Banish from Hayfield High School, be 74-84. Had a great prep career, and I think he's got a huge upside to him too, which we're really excited about. So Trey Drummond from Moore Hill High School in Virginia. He's another guy that's super talented, super athletic, and it's a matter of getting him in the right weight class. Mm-hmm. And
what weight class is he? 33.
33. A lot of these guys, I kind of pencil them in a weight class. We really don't know as they get here and go through some conditioning. So. Nate Fortner is going to be a heavyweight for us from Maryland. I think he's a 4-time Maryland State qualifier and had a great prep career. Very talented.
And you lost your heavyweight Tate, one of your guys last year. And he's out now riding a horse out in Colorado somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, poor horse.
Maybe riding a Clydesdale.
Yeah, so he'll be in the mix.
Sorry, Tate.
Yeah, Tate can come back and.
That was all in love.
Yeah. So we have. He'll be coming in. He'll be competing for the spot right away. So
and you had a couple of returning guys in that weight class, so
Absolutely.
I could see that weight class being a really deep weight class for you.
Yep.
Okay.
So Hadley Horner from Chantilly High School up in Northern Virginia had a great prep career, and on paper might be the most accomplished guy we're bringing in. And I think he's a 3-time placer. Took third this past year, or third, fourth in state.
Nice.
A huge upside to him. Very knowledgeable wrestling. Just got to get stronger and bigger. And he'll probably be around 49 to start off with, and I could see him getting a lot bigger.
Sure.
As he goes through his career.
It's funny that you talk about weight classes of guys coming in. I remember a young Andrew Tolbert coming in and being penciled in at 125, and he couldn't make 41, and he was at 49, and now he's wrestling 65.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I think God has a different plan for some people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just because you graduated from high school doesn't mean I'm going to stop making you grow.
Put them in the weight room, and get them some structure, and you never know, they blow up. I was the same way, and I was recruited at 49. I
was too. So
yeah, exactly. So you just never know how the body's going to react. So and plus our strength conditioning program is awesome. So guys, some guys get a lot stronger, they don't get bigger, and some guys just blow up. And Andrew was one of those guys.
He really blew up. Yep.
Exactly. Yep. So Braxton May, he's going to be 57, hopefully, maybe 65, from North Carolina. Very talented, athletic kid, and he just got to get a little bit better at wrestling, and he's got a huge upside to him. I'm really excited about him. Damon McFarland, North Carolina kid, very similar as Braxton, talented, and just need more experience, and get stronger. So Stephen Mueller, kid from Connecticut, real tall, skinny kid, and he get physically stronger. Great kid, he's going to work really hard for us, and he's going to help us out. So
Stephen will probably tell you that we prefer the term lean.
Yeah, yeah, he's similar build as you. That's right. Yeah, he's a New England guy too. So
there you go.
Probably gonna be your favorite guy. So Chris Nichols from Charlotte Courthouse. He's going to be probably 25, probably growing to 33. Just had some surgery, so he's going to be out for a little bit. We're going to take it slow, but I think he's going to be a huge asset to us too. So, Zach Schaefer from Red Lion, Pennsylvania, real tall, skinny kid as well. He'd be 84, 97. I think he'll definitely grow into be a 97 eventually, and if not, it's probably sooner than later.
Another lean kid.
Absolutely, yep. So he's going to. I think he's got a huge upside to him. He's very talented, knows wrestling, but physically gets stronger. He's going to be dangerous. Good on top. Typical Pennsylvania kid. So, along with him too, Brent Wendell is a Pennsylvania kid from Coatesville. Be 41, 49. Start off with. Super fun to watch. One of those guys that I like recruiting because they're fun to watch. He put a lot of points on the board and looks very good this summer. In fact, beat one of our starters in a match we had this summer. We had those camper matches that we wrestle varsity guys and beat one of our starters. So, and then we have Tatum Tyree of 41 from Amherst County. Super excited about him. He's just a typical kid that we like getting. The kid's blue collar, works really hard, and he's going to really help us out, man. I'm really excited about Tatum. Great kid too. So. Then Keon Williams from North Carolina, heavyweight for us. He's going to be one of the guys competing for a starting spot right out of the gate.
Another heavyweight.
Yep, exactly. So, so that's the bulk of our guys. We have a few more that obviously finished up paperwork and everything. But
seems like you got a wide variety. A lot of Virginia kids, but
Yep.
kids coming in from Connecticut, Pennsylvania. They're a wide variety of kids.
Absolutely.
You've already got a lot of kids that are from different parts of the country. Anyway.
Absolutely, yep. I mean, that's we recruit nationally, especially the Eastern Coast, and I think that's how you're going to build a great team. It just brings diversity to the team, and it's get guys from all over and expand our recruiting footprint. So.
How much does what you did last year, winning the East Regional, sending 3 to the Nationals, placing 8th at the National Wrestling Coaches Association National Duels, how much of that has helped you, do you feel like, with recruiting?
I think it, in Division III is a little different, obviously, because it's got to work out financially for the kid too. So, and obviously you have not a lot of control on that. Right. I think what it does is it gets you get your foot in the door with good kids.
At least you can have that conversation with them.
Exactly. Yep. There's some interest there. Now then it's a matter of making it work financially and selling them on the fact that the things that Ferrum can offer them. The individual attention, academically and in wrestling, and I think that's a big part of it. So, but at the end of the day, it's just about hustling, recruiting, and selling them on the fact that this is a great place to be, and it's only going to get better. I'm really excited about the future.
Well, I would say in 5 years you've done a pretty good job with that. Your roster last year had, I think, almost 70, even at the end of the
year. With the club team,
program and everything.
Absolutely, yep. We're probably going to be there similar there, maybe 80 with the women's team and all that stuff. All the wrestlers on campus. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yep. So.
Well, we're looking for a new women's coach, and at some point in time, I'd like to bring her on here as well and talk a little bit about what her goals and dreams are, or his. Depending on who we hire and everything.
Absolutely, yeah. We had some changes to our staff, obviously. I loved our staff last year, and just want to shake it up a little bit this year. Paul Biggs, who was a graduate of Ferrum, did an awesome job
NCAA
last year.
Qualifier. Yep.
Did an awesome job. I think he was a better coach than he was a wrestler, to be honest with you. And he decided to go back to his hometown and be the head wrestling coach there and teach math there. And
Moorhead High School.
Yep, absolutely. Good. And he'll do great things down there. He's organized. He's ambitious, and so he'll do a great job. So
I hate to see him leave as well. Paul's been coming up to my house since he was a freshman, hunting squirrels and everything, and just a great kid. And Paul, we're really, really excited for you and everything. Hope you do well, and maybe
he'll be successful.
Maybe he'll be sending some kids your way.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we did was, so Paul left, and so Ryan was had the interim tag for the head
Riggs.
Ryan Riggs, and. What we did, we switched Riggs. Riggs is strictly men now. He'll be the head assistant on the men's side.
Okay.
And then we created the head wrestling coach for women. That's just going to be over women. That's it.
All right, and we're interviewing right now.
And we're interviewing right now. We have 3 really great candidates I'm really excited about, very distinguished ones. And I think, the future is really, really bright for women's wrestling here. And the school has made a huge investment in the wrestling, and especially women's wrestling. And so I think it's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun the next few years. So. And then we did Logan Meister graduated last year for us. He's going to be our volunteer coach. Handle us from the strength and conditioning, and he'll do a great job in that role.
Anybody that's not been familiar with Ferrum's wrestling program, Logan Meister has been a marquee name for us. Qualified as a freshman in 2014. Went to the NCAAs, won a match, came back 2 years later as a junior. won enough matches and placed 6th, was Ferrum's first All-American,
Yep.
and then went back to the NCAA tournament last year. So 3-time
Yep.
qualifier,
2-time academic All-American.
Yeah, so getting a kid like him to stay back on your campus and help with your program can
Huge.
only help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're really excited about having him. So to keep him on board for hopefully quite a while.
And those younger guys, the Paul Biggses, the Ryan Riggses, the getting Logan Meister and everything.
Yeah.
That's got to help you because obviously, clearly, good wrestling programs. The coaches are on the mat wrestling and everything. That takes a little bit less of a wear and tear on your body having these able-bodied young guns that can go.
Yep, it allows me to really focus on three areas I want to really focus on this year is obviously recruiting, but also fundraising, and then some we'll talk about here in a minute. But it's kind of the community relations. I mean, I want to continue to build a fan base, and that's something that's very important to me, and something that I think now we have a great product, for people to come watch and to learn from. So, and I think that's kind of the next step for us, and I think one thing we established a couple years ago was a Blue Ridge Wrestling Club, which is our regional training center, which allows us to do some things that that's necessary for us to keep climbing the ladder at the NCAA tournament, and and I think Logan's gonna have a big part of that. Logan's gonna be we're gonna have a youth part of that, and Logan's gonna be kind of handling some of the youth kids, and then obviously Coach Riggs does a great job with the high school and the elite level part of that. And
I've heard just nothing but great from people on campus who've interacted with Coach Riggs on campus. They like Coach Biggs as well, but Ryan seems to have established a really good name here on campus. A lot of faculty members, staff members say how much they like him.
Absolutely, super professional, and does a really good job, and loves wrestling, which is he's turned down opportunities where he could have made probably twice as much money to be here, and he's very, very important for our program to keep progressing. So, one of the things I want to do, talking about kind of community relations and building a fan base. This year we're going to do our first ever the Roanoke Valley, and I kind of expanded it out even further than that. But a coaches social, and we're going to have it's going to be October 7th. It's open to youth coaches, middle school, high school, it doesn't matter. And we're going to have it at Deschutes Brewery downtown Roanoke, and basically get everybody together and find out ways we can help grow wrestling here, and what role we can play in that, and obviously a big part of that is just get people here for matches. That's one thing we're going to try to get teams here at least one match a year.
And I imagine if you're doing that, we're there's an ultimate goal. Obviously, clearly, most people know that Ferrum's chosen to host the NCAA Division III National Championships in 2019, 2 years from now.
Yep.
And this is a big thing, clearly, because Ferrum has never hosted a national championship in any sport. We've competed for national championships in football. We've gone to the NCAA playoffs for many of our sports, golf and baseball, basketball, football, but never actually hosted a national championship where a crown is going to be handed.
Yep.
And I think that's a great thing that you're doing to try to bring the interest.
Absolutely,
so when we go up to the Roanoke Civic Center, the Berglund Center up in Roanoke, it's packed with Ferrum people as well as people from around the country. Right,
absolutely. And a big part of that too is getting, we try to. We've been lucky. We've had 3 or 4 teams in the area come to camp. You know what I mean? And I think for one, it serves 2 purposes. One, the kids get better. Yep. And also they build a relationship with the guys on the team, and I think that's how you build a fan base. The kids got to be able to relate to somebody on the team.
Yep.
Or be a fan of somebody on the team. Yep. So I think having, when Zach Beckner's in the finals, in Roanoke in 2 years, and I think you're more likely to get the Northside high schools, the Patrick Henrys, to come and watch, watch them have their chest painted and all that stuff. But if they don't know who he is, then obviously they're not going to spend the money to come watch and all that stuff. So I think it's got to start this year. It's got to start now, and slowly build it up and get them the matches. And the great thing is, I think we're fun to watch.
Sure,
we got some talent on the team. Guys are athletic. They're fun to watch. They score points, and I think that that really sells itself. So you can't fake it. You know what I mean? Sure. You can't put guys out there that win 2-1 and expect it to be fun to watch.
Right. You got to make it high scoring, exciting guys that are scoring at the end of a period, going out of bounds, end of a match to win a match, or pinning somebody at the end.
Exactly.
When it looked like they were just going to squeak out with a 6-5 win or something. So that's pretty big. Let's talk a little bit about your schedule for this year.
Yeah.
What kind of highlights you have this year?
Our schedule hasn't really changed a whole lot, and we did drop a few matches and added a few dual meets. We added Averett. We just started a program, and that's going to be a great rivalry, I think.
Excited to see that going. Yep.
We did have to obviously drop some because we had a full schedule last year. We dropped Pembroke and Liberty. Liberty we see at the Virginia Duels, and Pembroke we used to see at the Virginia Duels. But we may pick those up down the road. But we just see them so much that it didn't make sense to have them on the schedule more than a bunch of times. So One big change too is the Star City Duels, the Star City Tournament in Roanoke. The Star City Tournament has grown to the fact that we have to move to Salem Civic Center. So this year it'll be at Salem Civic Center. We have Stevens, which I think preseason will be probably third in the country preseason.
They're in our region, very tough team.
Yep, and then Wabash, Minnea's coming down. They'll probably be ranked second in the country or third in the country next year.
Another strong program.
Yep. So and then we have another 7 or 8 teams coming as well too. So
we'll be going to the National Wrestling Coaches Association National Duels again?
Yep, we got invited to National Duels again. We will be attending that up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Took 8th last year, hoping to build on that, which I think, if guys get in the right place and we could be better than we were last year. Good. So
Good.
Our region did change this year, and that's pretty much a done deal. Southeast regionals, we're going to be in the Southeast region, a new region.
Okay.
Stevens is no longer in that region.
Okay.
So
how many teams will be in our region now?
Last
year we were one of the biggest regions, 19, 20
yeah,
teams?
I think we had 20 this year. We're at 17, I think, next year, 16 or 17. So now it's more equitable throughout the whole country.
Right.
There's still 6 regions. They just kind of stretch them out a little bit more.
For the sport of wrestling, it's got to be exciting to even hear that there's a region called the Southeast region.
Right,
because
absolutely.
let's face it, there has
growing.
not been anything south of us. There really hasn't been. Greensboro
Right.
came on a couple years ago, and so did Huntington down in
Right.
Alabama. But other than that, there's really not a lot of teams.
Exactly.
So it's neat to see. Avertt's going to now get a program. Southern Virginia took theirs to a varsity status. Hampton City went varsity status.
Exactly.
I know there's some other programs in the area, other local colleges that are looking at wrestling. I won't mention them now to put them on the spot or anything,
Right,
but I
right.
know that there's some other schools. So it's got to be exciting for the sport of wrestling.
It is. I mean, it's great for the sport of wrestling. It's great for us, too, to build those rivals and not have to travel as much. And
Sure.
I think, so our region, obviously, it's going to change quite a bit, actually. I think from top to bottom, looking at next year, it probably won't be as deep, but I do think Messiah is now in our region.
Very tough
Yeah,
program.
which obviously
Wow.
there'll be a top 4 team in the country next year. And
Yep.
so they're in our region, and they have a great senior class. And obviously, they lost Malmberg, who's obviously really good. They
Kid
lost
that beat Beckner in the finals.
exactly. Yep.
Yep.
And then they lose their 65, who took 3rd or 4th in the country.
And if I'm not mistaken, that kid Momberg was a 4-time NCAA finalist,
Finalist,
two-time champ.
Yep. Second twice and first twice. So
That's impressive.
So he's gone, but most of their kids were juniors last year, so they'll have a great senior class. So it's going to be a battle, and I expect us to be there. And then York, we got York and Wilkes both added
Nice.
into our region. They're obviously 2 solid teams, strong teams.
And Wilkes is coming back. They were in our region a
Right.
couple years ago.
Yep, exactly. So, and then I think Stevens, NYU, Merchant Marine Academy.
They're going to a different region.
Yes, exactly. And Centenary, and I believe College in Jersey. They're all gone.
Are there still 6 regionals?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So they're still taking 180 athletes to the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
3 per weight class, so 30 from each regional.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
So that hasn't changed. Each region is done away with. So it basically broke up into 2 different regionals,
Gotcha.
and then added some teams from both. So
Gotcha.
I think we added a Penn State Barron, a new program up in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Somehow they got put in ours. Not sure how that worked out, but yeah. So it's from top to bottom, it's a good region.
Well, I was always surprised to see NYU in our region.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people were. So
where's the regional going to be hosted this year? Do you know?
we don't know yet. So hopefully we won't wait till February to find
Hopefully
out.
it's not another 11th hour
Yeah,
situation.
exactly.
Although we were glad to do it last year, that was a real exciting time. So.
Absolutely. So
what other things you got going on, Nate?
That's about it. I think we're just getting ready for guys to get back and make sure paperwork's done, and so we can start conditioning with the Blue Ridge Wrestling Club, and it's just time to get rock and roll and find out where guys are going to be slated, and we have some holes we need to fill, and we got to figure that out pretty quick. So, but no, I'm excited. It's always fun to kind of have to strategize where guys are going to go and to make us the best possible team second semester as we can be. So.
Sure. Well, we're excited about it. I suspect we'll come back maybe after the first couple weeks of school, do another show and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. The plan is
tell fans what's going on.
Exactly. The plan is this part of the year, just do it every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then obviously once we get into the season, every week. So.
Every week. Yep.
Good. Awesome. Thanks, Gary.
Well, I'm excited about it. Folks, so come on back here. We'll see you. We'll post something about this in early September. We'll have our next show. And for Nate Yetzer, I'm Gary Holden. Thank you so much for being with us, and have a great day.